Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us on the session today, which is provided by the BBCBE as well as the FEM. So we'll be sharing a lot about what the FEM does. My name is Ofezu Mbako. I'm the CEO and founder of Independent Girls Business Enterprise. We are a construction company. And we also do facility management. I'm also a member of the BBCBE Youth Chamber. Enough about me, because it's not about me today. We are joined today by a lovely gentleman by the name of Katlego Mokhadi, who is a consultant with over 10 years experience within the OHS space. He's worked with the FEM as well for longer than that. I think he'll take us through that. He is going to share more today about what the FEM does, as well as give us an insight on what they are doing with their Zero Accident campaign. So just for making sure that if you guys want to participate, want to ask any kind of questions, you are more than welcome. We do have a Q&A box there at the bottom, so you can just tap there and send through your questions, and then we'll make sure that Katlego is able to respond to them within the session. So I think without wasting any more time, I'll hand over to my colleague and also the man of the hour, Katlego, to start us off in the session and just take us through, as we know that OHS is one of the most important things in any site. Katlego, are you here? I know I was experiencing
No, thank you, Feziwe, and thank you everyone for joining us. My name is Katlego Mokhadi. I'm the consultant for the inland region for FEM. I'm going to be taking you through a presentation about FEM and also just the benefits of being with FEM and our Zero is No Accident campaign. Thank you. Let me just quickly share my screen there. I'll just stop with the video. Thank you everyone for joining us. As I said, my name is Katlego Mokhadi. I'm from a company called FEM. We deal with workmen's compensation in the building and construction industry. This is the agenda. This is what I'll be talking about today. A bit about FEM, COIDA, health and safety, and some of our grant recipients, FEM internet, and also Zero is No Accidents, and also our stats. So as FEM, our vision is that we care about the quality of life, in short, and the dependents, and we campaign health and safety for the benefit of all policyholders. So these are some of our core values. We respect, employee recognition, ethics, customer focus, continuous improvement, accountability, and effective communication. One of our mission is just to being the preferred provider for QUID cover, promoting health and safety and accident prevention, ensuring efficient payouts and quality care and empathy to all our claimants, engaging and empowering our workforce. So who is FEM and what is FEM? So FEM is a licensed company that deals with building and construction to provide workmen's compensation. In South Africa, there are two companies that provide workmen's compensation, which is FEM, that deals with the building construction industry, and then Rand Mutual, that deals with the mining industry. And we work parallel to the compensation commissioner, which is COIDA, the compensation fund. So some of responses that we had during COVID, FEM assisted policyholders with monthly payments on their QUID assessments. We kept our loadings, we released our rebates early. That was around 2020. And also what we did, we had 3 million special payments to our pensioners and dependents, and this is about 3,700 dependents that we're dealing with. We donated about 75,000 masks to the industry. And also during COVID, we donated about 10 million to the Solidarity Fund. We also assisted companies who were struggling during COVID by giving them loans And also the loan, we also issued them in 2021 just because of the results of COVID. And also we donated about 100 million to the vaccination program. And also, yeah, there are some initiatives that also I will discuss with you along the way. So these are some of the benefits of being with FEM. FEM provides letters of good standing, same as the compensation fund. We have an online system where you can register your claims, and also submit your ROE, your return of earnings. We have offices in Cape Town and Durban. So we basically are nationally based. We offer personalized service. We do follow-ups on documents. That's the reason why we do that follow-up, is just that to alleviate the work from you as a policyholder. We are the one who follow up with doctors in cases where there's certain documentation that is needed. We provide health and safety statistics to the industry, which I'll also share with you. We offer access to private healthcare. This is mainly the main reason why we normally deal with private hospitals, is for the mere fact that payments are made faster to them, and also treatment to the injured employees. They deserve, as we know, better service. We have a case management team that looks in your claims wherever there's an injury. As doctors, if someone is in ICU, there's at a rate of about 40,000 a day. So we look into that to ensure that there is no over servicing and overcharging. And also we provide training and on-site training when you're a policyholder on how to complete our forms, on submitting the claims, and so forth. So we have a reward system once you are with FEM, which is called merit rebates. This is just to promote health and safety in the work environment. And these merit rebates are normally paid looking at your claim history. So for example, let me say your claim history is less than 10% of your premium. You qualify to get up to 50% of your premium back on a yearly basis after 2 years of joining us. And also, as I said, on the flip side of that is that, once your loss ratio is higher than 65%, that's where we start applying loadings. And yeah. So we issue letters of good standing. This is an example of how an FEM letter of good standing will look like. It will have the company details, the employer's details there, our address, our FEM logo. It will have the FEM policy number. That's the number you use to claim when an employee is injured. They require that at a hospital. And if you were previously with the compensation fund, you can transfer over to FEM. You will have your old reference number as reference per se, and it will state your nature of business, expiry date, and also on the bottom part of it, we have an area where you are able to validate, or any employer to validate, whether the letter of good standing is not done fraudulently, or just to verify that you are indeed registered with FEM. We have an interactive website where you can log in and submit your claims, and also submit your return of earnings, and that can be used also to verify letters of good standing and to get industrial statistics. So these are statistics that we share with industry bodies, with the likes of your master builders, BBCBE, where you can see how many claims are compared to your company and the industry nationwide. So some of other initiatives that FEM has, we have an education foundation, which is run by our MED Foundation, working with Funda. These are mainly education bursaries that are issued to students from grade 10 up to matric, and all this info is available on our website. It's www.fem.co.za, and everyone who's interested in that can look into that. And some of the initiatives that we go through with the industry bodies is that we do host webinars for the construction industry. We do policyholder training. There's September, which is a safety awareness month that we put away, that we look at injuries and have experts who are in the health and safety industry, and will present to the construction companies just on how to mitigate risks and so forth. And we also offer financial training to the industries, and also health and safety courses. And we also have FEM think tank, and we also do grant recipient mentorship programs. So these are mentorship programs where we take through young individuals to mentor them for future. And then some of the grants recipients that are associated with FEM, it will be your Master Builders Associations, ECA, IWH, PASMA, and also BBCBE. We have currently run a campaign now that is Zero is No Accident, which is a campaign that we're looking to achieve zero accidents, which I think it is possible in the construction industry. So the main core of this campaign is, we look at family represents the foundation of self, and as such, FEM agrees that family is everything, and we will go great length to support the preservation of families, one breadwinner at a time. Because as a construction industry, if someone gets injured, the chances and the likelihood of a family that will be that might have a breadwinner lost, mainly because now they're gonna suffer because of one person who is injured, and with that one person, it might be that he is supporting about 10 people in that household. So some of the campaign objectives are that zero is FEM's commitment to enable full code compliance in the construction industry, leveraging our influences to promote 100% commitment to the health and safety, educating the pitfalls associated with workforce fatalities, and the importance of committing 100% to a suitable workforce, engaging stakeholders and reinforcing the legal obligation to code compliance, relying on public support for excellent and suitable workers' compensation service by ensuring 100% rate in the process of valid claims, committing 100% to social changes by uplifting our communities. I'm going to share one of the testimonials from one of our grant recipients, not grant recipient, one of the injured employees. So I'm going to stop sharing now and start sharing the video.
I am Rutendo, Prince Bugana. I am now 39 years, and then I live at Chiawa State, Chiawero, Midway. I have got a family. I do have a wife and two very beautiful children. I had 2 accidents, unfortunately. The first one happened on it was our first day at work on the 11th of January 2011. As you can see, mostly my left side. My eye, as you can see, it is still not very much okay because there's always water. It's always like in tears. Because like now when I go outside there, that's when you'll see how it reacts to the sun, to the wind, to the dust. It's always like this. Now I'm living like that. I know it's a norm for me now. I just have to accept that my eye is always going to be in tears. And then my 2 ribs on the left also, my hip, and then unfortunately the spinal cord. If I could tell you, with my first injury, it was mostly caused by like my left eye. It was because we were sitting into the bucket, and then there in front we got some tools, box of tools, the buckets and stuff like that. And then what gave me this cut, it was a trowel that was like this into the bucket. And then when our car bumped at the back of that one, and then I went through there and then straight into the bucket, and then it happened just like that. I had some plates in here and they had to be removed, hence this is happening now. If people loves you and they see something bad is happening to you, they cannot relax. it was a stress that I could see that now my family is experiencing, because I'm not okay, and they were doubting if I'd ever be okay again. First, if you are a man, you've got a wife, you've got a daughter who is young, you need to go to school and stuff like that, and you do not have that real income, and then sometimes life becomes very difficult, because you have to pay the rent, you have to eat, child need to go to school, and you do not have much to provide. So that's, I think, was an appeal. As you can see, I got a scar on my head because I went through the canopy outside, from the car outside. It was just that experience that you sometimes feel like maybe you're never going to be the same again. With me, the reality being, for sure, life has never been the same, because now there is something that you could do now, because this and this has happened. You cannot do them no more. Otherwise, with the family, you could see that they are very stressed. You could see them not relaxed. You could see them sometimes asking them questions if you're going to be okay, and you yourself also, you are worried about that, because if you are a provider and sometimes you doubt if you can manage to do that again, and then it becomes something else, you sometimes feel like less of a man. But because I went through, I know I've got the experience of what could happen to an employee if health and safety is not considered. Then when FEM called me to choose a course, I did not think twice. I told them straight that I want to do health and safety. As I'm talking to you now, I'm a qualified health and safety officer.
So basically, this is some of the things that are happening in industry, and this is a real life story of someone who got injured while on duty. Hence, we emphasize the importance of companies making sure that they comply with the COID. So we as a FEM, as I said, we also provide stats to industry bodies, and these are available on our website. So for this year, we were looking at the stats from the period 2020. This is as of September. We issue them quarterly. So this is some of incidents that have caused fatalities. As we look at it, from the beginning of this year up to September, we had about 31 fatalities. And I mean, 31 fatalities is way too many fatalities in the construction industry. Accident that have been reported to FEM, so some types of accident that have been reported there. One, for example, it's accident type where not elsewhere classified, that is about 2%, and we have 5 fatalities resulting from that. Some of the awaiting information, this is where the employers submit employers report form or injury report forms to FEM. So within incomplete information, so it's about 0.88%, caught in between about 7.31%. One person got fatally injured here. Contact with electricity, yes, one person got fatally injured. Contact with extreme temperatures, 1%. Fall from different levels, about 4 people passed away on there. Fall from the same level, inhalation, absorption, ingestion, 2 people passed away. Motor vehicle accidents, which seems to be the highest actually, that has claimed a lot of lives on the stats here. Sleeping or overexertion, about 0, and then struck by, which is about 6 people who passed on. And we look at the average cost of and these injuries. So you will see the highest one there would be your motor vehicle accident. An average claim cost here, we're looking at 126. The ones that are not classified, we're looking at 146. That is per claim cost. And yeah, and so forth. So once you join FEM, we are able to provide you with such statistics So like, for example, this will be an example of one company that is with FEM. They had about total claims of about 46 claims from 2016, finalized claims about 44, open claims now 2, MVA claims at about 10, and 0 fatalities. These stats are able to be downloaded, or we will be able to share them with the company that is registered with FEM. And these are also some of individual statistics for a company. So you're looking at the causes struck by motor vehicle per se, and also just showing how many people were injured from this company. You see struck by 13, which seems to be the highest, and also motorized equipment agencies, which was around 11, and motorized equipment around 24%. Yes, and that's it from my side. Thank you for joining us. My name, as I said, is Katleho. Anyone who needs assistance with workmen's compensation can give me a call on 082 382 9610, and that is my email attached there. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Gatlako, for that lovely presentation and just sharing what the FEM does and what are some of the initiatives that you guys are doing. I will open up a session for a Q&A. If you perhaps have any other questions for Okatlejo that you want him to answer, or some of the challenges that you perhaps might have had on your different sites, and how then he can be able to assist. And I think maybe from my side, I did hear, while we're still waiting for other Q&As, Katlaho, you spoke about your claims process. Maybe kindly just elaborate more for us. Say I'm an employer, right? And an incident happens, or an accident happens on my site. Just take me through the claims process. How does that happen, and how long does it take? And maybe what are some of the things that can happen that will make my claim void? Whether I'm able to receive compensation for my employees, or am I unable to, and then how does that work? And what are some of the things that can be able to put in place just to make sure that my claim is processed properly?
Okay, so firstly, it has to be an injury on duty. The individual must be injured on duty for it to be firstly a claim that the FEM will be able to accept. And the process there is that, the most important part of it is the injured employee. So the admin of that, what is mostly important is to ensure that the employee is well taken care of or rushed to the nearest hospital at that moment. And at the later stage, once the employee is at the hospital, that's when you can start completing your employer's report form. The employer's report form is the one where it will show the details of the employee and what was the cause of the injury. Once that is completed, then you can be able to send it through to FEM, which you can forward it through to our FEM registry email to get the claim registered. And the process normally will take, remember, as I said, the most important thing is the employee. We ensure that the employee is taken care of at that moment. So the process normally for a claim to be registered will be turnaround time of about 24 hours, I would say. 24 to 48 hours.
Thank you so much for that. Attendees, you have a platform to ask any questions, or if you perhaps have any other comments that you would want to make with regards to the presentation that was done by Ukatleho, you are more than welcome. You can, I'm not sure if you do have an option on your side to be able to raise your hands if you want to, or just type on the Q&A. Okay, I will give you about 5 minutes if you perhaps are still thinking of any questions that you do want to ask. If not, I think we have come to the end of our session with what Ukatlaho was able to share today with us. I would perhaps also just ask from your side, Katlaho, that you do share the presentation with us so that we can share it with our attendees. And then if they have any other questions that may arise post this session, they can then be able to send through some of the questions, concerns, or comments to you at their own leisure time.
No, that definitely is not a problem. I will share the presentation, and my contact details are there also as my email. Yeah, they can contact me at any time.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for that. I'm not seeing any questions. But then thank you so much, members, for joining us for the session. Thank you, Katlaho, for making time and just giving us more insight on what the FEM does. We are looking forward to more engagements and also maybe topic-specific engagements that we can be able to tackle in the future with the FEM. And also just to thank the BBCBE, also its leadership in absentia, for giving us this platform to be able to be here and do this kind of trainings so that we are able to equip our members so that they know what is it that they can be able to do on their sites, especially in respect to the health and safety. As we all know, it is part and it's the most important part of any other site. I do not know, Unkuli, that is it from my side. Thank you so much for this platform. We will end our session today. And if you do have any other questions, comments that you want to engage Katlego on, he did share his details. If not, you will get the presentation, and on the presentation, he shared his details there, and he can then be able to just take you through the process of how to apply, and also perhaps when you are doing your claims, what is it that you are able to do. But without wasting any more further time, I'd like to take this opportunity to say thank you to members for attending, and thank you for making time. And Katlego, thank you so much for indulging us and giving that information. Hi, Mamukani, how are you?
I'm okay, thank you very much, but I'm not so okay because I don't know which system is being used. The presentation was so good. Luckily that I could hear, and then luckily also that the meeting is recorded. And thank you very much, Fezi, for taking the lead on this. We appreciate it very much. I just wanted to ask a question to FEM Katleho to say that we are embarking in 2023 to really take large numbers of the SMMEs, especially on the training of OHS, and also on really creating awareness, but we would like them to register. And then I didn't hear you if you really spoke about what rate is it per what amount of contract, because majority of them are subcontractors. How do we do on that one?
All right, no, thank you, maybe Pony. What we can do is that the rate normally it's set by the compensation commissioner. So our rates are our standard premium, and that is cover for the whole year. From the beginning of March until the end of February. Our minimum premium is about 2,500, and there's no exclusions. To a company that has one person, we can cover them as FEM. And also, just to add on that, we can engage in the training, and whenever maybe we have SMMEs I would gladly come through and engage them and speak to them about COED and the importance of them having a letter of good standing. Because remember, this is one of the most important documents when you're also applying for a tender or you're looking for a job. And not only that, remember with COED is law, the minute you employ someone, you are required to have workman's compensation. And this is to cover in that likely event that when someone gets injured, at least they have proper medical care. And also remember that, you know, they have dependents. And with that cover, it covers your dependents, it covers your funeral benefit, it covers taking your children to school. But remember, it is based on the salary that is declared, and then the pension is paid out based on that.
I think that that one, sorry, through you, Fezi Chairperson, we need to have it face to face so that we can fully understand, because it's really a very good package. I think, Chairperson, you'll agree more with me on this one.
Yes, 100%, 100%.
And yes, from my side, gladly, I will come through and then we can have a face-to-face meeting and then see how we can assist them going forward.
Much appreciated.
Thank you so much for that. And thank you, Kataho, for also just availing yourself. And just making sure that we get the benefits of what the FEM is able to offer. So we do truly appreciate that. As I was saying, we will look into how we do these sessions moving forward, Memo Bonnie. And it is noted, your concerns are noted 100%. And as the time goes, we will be able to see how then we are able to mitigate such issues, as we know that we are not all the same. So a webinar does give us the ability to then be able to control certain things. But it's noted for further trainings and further sessions moving forward. But then with that said, as I was making the final remarks and giving just a vote of thanks, thank you truly members for your participation and also your attendance for the session. We will have more sessions with the FEM in the coming year. I will share that with the members. We'll share the calendar training sessions with the members so that you note them in your diaries, in your calendars, so that you'll know when some of the trainings are happening and what they'll be focusing on. As we continue to say, the safety is very important in every other site. Again, thank you everyone for joining us, and thank you for participating, and we are looking forward to having more engagement. I do see on the chat box people saying thank you for this wonderful session. It's quite helpful if we can have more of them. So we are very much encouraged, and we are saying we are here and we are willing as the BBCPE in partnership with the FEM to make sure that we continue with the sessions going forward. Members, with that said, this ends our webinar for today. And we'll continue to have these engagements. We'll share on time and be able to also share on our platforms, social media platforms. Yes, thank you so much, members. Bye.